conference that plays with Brookfield Central, Brookfield East, Hamilton, Menominee Falls, Germantown. This is a tough conference. So these are the schools that you can consistently look at every year, and they're winning state in track, or they're winning state in football. It's a tough conference. So for us, we went 2-14 in conference. Definitely not ideal. 6 of those losses were by 3 runs or less. Out of conference, we were 8-4 against good competition. Every time we would go, even at the end of the year, we went to play Greendale at the Rock. Their coach said, "Hey, did you get your seeding yet for the playoffs?" I said, "No, we have to do that tonight." He goes, "No, every time I see your record, I know that that's not indicative of the team that you guys have. You guys just go through that grinder every single year of having to play these tough teams. And I know you're going to bring a better game." And then we ended up beating them, so that felt really good. We had our La Pond trip where we went 1-2, but all 3 games, super competitive, had the lead in the second game, ended up not able to hold that, but then ended up beating a good Oshkosh North team in the last game. And then as we went along, we just got better and better. We got more competitive, it wasn't, 20 runs or 10 runs. It was 5-4 or 8-7. Everything was just so competitive, and you could see the guys getting confidence as they felt better about themselves and about the team. We ended up getting, if you weren't there, we had a great playoff win last week. We played Brightlow because our field was underwater, and that led to a walk-off 2-run home run by Blake Etzel.
Blake hit the home run, but that was a team win. That was a big time team win. They were behind the whole game, and these guys just kept believing in themselves, believing that we were going to win the game. I think they all felt like we were going to win the game, and Blake came up at the right spot and did his job. And it couldn't have been a better moment for this group. I think that'll be something that they'll all remember for the rest of their lives. I know Blake will, but as a coach I will, and I'm sure the parents that were there, that feeling is something special, and it's going to be a memory forever. So thank you guys. That was awesome.
We had big time performances that came from Joe Godin, who came in, finished it out for us. Giovanni Giannis with a big hit to tie the game in the 7th inning. And what I said to our guys after the game, we did something that I talked with somebody else with throughout the year, is we're a team that I felt like no lead was too big for us, but also no deficit was too big. I felt like we could give up 10 runs like that, but we could also come back. And I told them all the time, every time I looked, we never gave up. They fought and they fought and they scrapped until they finally got, and sometimes it didn't work out, but a lot of times it did. And it really, the intestinal fortitude to just keep grinding, even when you're down, I think that's a good lesson for life. And so I hope that, maybe we didn't win a state championship or we didn't win a conference championship, but the lessons they learned on the ball field this year, all of you have been around baseball. Baseball's a metaphor for life. You probably lose a lot more than you win, right? Or you fail 7 times as a hitter, you're going to the Hall of Fame. So it's those messages that I hope that these guys carry with them, and whether it's continued on in sports, a different sport, or into college, or into a career, that they carry with them, because it is one of those great lessons. I do want to call out a couple individuals that weren't full-time with us on the varsity team this year. If I could have Daniel Cervantes stand up, please. Dawson Becker. These guys were part of our, and Colton Cohen, who is not here, were part of our flex crew on that JV team. And it's really hard, because a lot of times we're going to say, hey, come to the game. No guarantee that you're going to get in, but we may need you. But we want them around because obviously they have the talent and the ability to perform with us on the varsity level. But We may just, it may be a numbers game, or there may be things that we want them to work on at JV level, or it's, would Daniel and Dawson get to pitch every game? No. But they're going to consistently get to pitch at the JV level and develop themselves as pitchers. And Daniel came up and scored a big run for us in the playoff game. And Dawson, when we went to Muskego, hadn't pitched for Varsity all year. We're in a playoff game against the #1 seed in our sectional. Dawson comes in and throws 4 great innings, gives up 2 runs. It was so awesome to see. He just went out there and performed what his number was called. And a lot of times he came with us, he worked hard, he came to our practices, he ins and outs before the game. They're all, both him and Daniel are doing everything they're supposed to do. And did they get the playing time? No, but they were ready every single time we needed them. So for that, thank you guys. 2 other players I just want to call out. If I could have Brady Budget stand up. And Evan Pulzine. I messaged these guys once their season was over. Evan, as a catcher who worked so hard for us before the season, getting our pitchers ready to go. Brady, doing, great things on the mound for the JV2 team. We asked them to come along because we want them to see what it's like in the work that they have to put in every single practice, how they act at a game with our varsity crew. So that next year when they're back with their teams, whatever team they may be on, they know the expectations of what it takes, what they have to do to be those leaders from the lower level. Both of them, without hesitation, said they wanted to be with us for the rest of the season. They came up, again, it was very similar to our flex players. There was no guarantee that they were going to get on the field, but we wanted them there so they could learn and be better. And I hope they got those experiences, and they're going to bring it to the program next year. So thank you. All right, so we're going to kind of split guys. Do you want to go first?
Back up, show.